Welcome to this explainer. We're jumping right into the fascinating physiological and neurological transformation your body undergoes when you finally give up added sugar. The science here, it isn't just theory. It reveals a profound, literal shift in how our bodies operate on a cellular level. So, what actually happens to your brain and body if you stop eating sugar for exactly 30 days? Well, we are going to explore the exact daily timeline of what happens inside your system when you cut out the sweet stuff. And let me tell you, it is quite the journey. We're talking about moving from intense withdrawal and cravings in those first few days to an incredible, almost limitless clarity by the end of the month. Think of this explainer as your roadmap. We'll be looking at the hidden sugar trap, the first 72 hours of withdrawal, the 30-day transformation itself, common quitting mistakes people make, and we'll wrap up with some highly practical rules for success. All right, let's dive right into section 1, the hidden sugar trap. Listen to this. The recommended daily limit for added sugar is just 25 grams, but the average person, they're consuming a staggering 82 grams daily. That is literally over 3 times the recommended limit. And a massive reason for this is that 75% of grocery store foods contain some form of added sweetener. You're constantly eating it without even realizing it. Actually, scratch that. You're drinking it, snacking on it, and having it with dinner completely under the radar. To make sense of this, we can categorize our food into zones. You've got your obvious red zone culprits, your sodas, cakes, and donuts. We all know those are packed with sugar. But it's the yellow zone foods, like your everyday bread, salad dressings, and standard yogurts, that are packed with cleverly hidden names. I'm talking about ingredients like dextrose, maltose, and high fructose corn syrup. These hidden sugars secretly keep us hooked, and they are constantly spiking our insulin. To understand why this hidden trap is so draining, think about how our bodies use fuel. Right now, on a high-sugar diet, your body is essentially relying on a tiny, chaotic AAA battery of stored sugar. It's only about 1,700 calories worth. This gives you quick energy spikes, rapid crashes, and leaves you feeling constantly hungry. But if you flip the switch to your fat stores, it's like tapping into a massive car battery holding over 100,000 calories of steady, reliable energy. Quitting sugar is what allows your body to finally ditch the AAA and hook up to that giant car battery. Moving on to section 2, the first 72 hours. What exactly is going on in your brain the moment you cut the cord on those sweets? Well, every single time you eat sugar, your brain's reward center, the nucleus accumbens, lights up like a Christmas tree. It releases these massive waves of dopamine, and it reacts the exact same way it does to highly addictive substances. Over time, your brain has literally been conditioned to expect this artificial hit of pleasure multiple times a day. So, when you suddenly take it away, you experience a true dopamine crash. By day 3, your dopamine levels drop drastically, throwing you into a state of neurological withdrawal. You can expect intense brain fog, irritability, headaches, and just massive undeniable cravings. This isn't just your stomach grumbling, this is your mind actively panicking and screaming for a quick chemical fix. But hold on, because this storm is totally temporary. Which brings us nicely to section 3, the 30-day transformation. Because if you can just push past that chaotic 72-hour window, your biology fundamentally upgrades. Let's look at the chronological timeline of your reset. Days 1 through 3 are the hardest, for sure. That's the withdrawal. But look at days 4 through 7. Your energy actually begins to stabilize, and your digestion adapts. By week 3, days 15 to 21, your mood lifts significantly, and your skin clears up. And by the end of the month, days 22 to 30, your insulin resistance drops, revealing profound metabolic health and steady, crash-free energy all day long. Let's zero in on your brain specifically. A brain on sugar suffers from reactive hypoglycemia. Those are those severe blood sugar crashes, along with heightened anxiety and even impaired memory. But a brain off sugar, with all that constant inflammation, you switch to burning steady ketones, which are alternative fuel molecules derived from fat. This enhances your prefrontal cortex, restores your sharp focus, and relies on neuroplasticity, which is your brain's ability to literally rewire its own neural pathways for stronger willpower. You entirely reclaim control over your own mind. Meanwhile, the rest of your body undergoes incredible upgrades too. Your liver starts dumping excess fat. Your skin stops the premature aging process caused by glycation, which is when sugar literally damages your collagen. Your hunger hormone, leptin, finally regulates, meaning you actually feel full and stop getting hangry. And amazingly, your white blood cells, which are normally suppressed by up to 50% for hours after a sugar spike, recover their full fighting power to keep you from getting sick.
All right, section 4, common sugar quitting mistakes. Because despite these amazing benefits, a lot of people fail their detox due to some critical yet totally avoidable errors.
The absolute biggest blunders people make include unnecessarily cutting out all fruit, becoming overly paranoid about perfectly healthy packaged foods like plain beans, and starving themselves during the day. Let me tell you, restricting your food intake too much early in the day is a guaranteed recipe for a massive 3 p.m. office chocolate binge. Also, trying to compensate by eating massive amounts of saturated fat isn't the magic fix either. Balance is absolutely key here. There's a massive misconception we need to clear up right now. You do not need to quit fruit. Natural sugars in whole fruit come perfectly packaged with dietary fiber. That fiber acts as a built-in brake, slowing down the absorption of the sugar and preventing the devastating insulin spikes caused by isolated added sugars, which, by the way, are just empty calories with zero nutrients. So please keep the apples and kiwis in your diet.
So, how do we actually pull this off? Let's transition to section 5, practical rules for success. Here is a foolproof set of behavioral strategies you can use today.
We like to call these the no crave rules. Step 1 is the 5-minute crave delay. When a craving hits, don't fight it, just delay it. Set a timer for 5 minutes and physically leave the room to break the environmental trigger. Step 2 is the protein first rule. Eat your protein and veggies before your carbs at meals. This physically blunts the glucose spike in your bloodstream. And step 3, maintain an incredibly high standard for any dessert you do choose to eat. I absolutely love this mental framework. Embrace your inner Anton ego from the movie Ratatouille. Remember his famous line, "If I don't love it, I don't swallow." If you're at a party and that slice of cake isn't absolutely spectacular, just put the fork down. Don't waste your health and your dopamine balance on mediocre sweets. One bite is usually more than enough to know if it's really worth it. And when the urge hits hard, especially in those bumpy first few days, lean on these craving saviors. A simple glass of lemon water can instantly refresh and reset your palate. A handful of salty nuts will satisfy your brain's desire for a snack without the glucose crash. Or, like we mentioned, just reach for some fresh, fiber-rich fruit to gently satisfy that sweet tooth. We've seen exactly how drastically your biology, your brain, and your overall mood can upgrade when you finally ditch the added sugar. You know the timeline, you understand the science, and you have the rules to beat the cravings. So the only question left to ask yourself is, are you ready to conquer those first 3 days and truly reclaim your mind and body? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this gives you the exact tools you need to start your own incredible reset.